Hello. Welcome to a new series. I have no name for this. Are we going to call it Solid Boys or the Metal Gear Experience or
I've been
something
calling
like that?
it Kojima Quest, just off the top of my head.
Kojima Quest.
I don't know, but yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Kojima Quest is not bad. Hey, this is Metal Gear in the introductory episode. We're just talking Metal Gear before we actually jump into the whole series. We're going to be covering every game in the series if we can. Going to try to do one episode released every other month. First one is going to be late February. And we're going to go all the way from Metal Gear on the MSX all the way to PS4. Yeah, because Survive was the last one on PS4.
Woof.
Ooh.
No,
End it with a whimper.
I've been dying ever since
Oh, yeah.
everybody's just been saying Metal Gear, Metal Gear. I just wanted to do the solid stick. Metal Gear. It's more of a question. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Oh my god.
So
Metal Gear.
you guys heard Eric already from the Unlockables. Eric, introduce yourself.
Hello, Chris. My name is Eric. I host the Unlockables Podcast, which I build the story of video games, the people who play them, and the memories made along the way. But I'm most infamously known for my long-running, really too long Kingdom Hearts series that's been going on for 3 years.
And you're almost done with that, right?
Yes. Depends on when this episode comes out. We might be finished. So yeah, we're right around the corner from we're right around the corner from being done, and then I can retire from podcasting for good.
from one bullshit series to another.
Yeah, it's actually kind of poetic because I was just kind of like, what crazy thing am I going to obsess over for the next year now that this is wrapped up? So this is perfect timing for this.
Right. So this actually, the idea started because I told you, hey, let's do Metal Gear at some point, guiding keys. And you're like, cool, let's get Keith involved. And I'm like, sweet, let's do it. And then I told Thrak, and he's like, I've never played Metal Gear. I want to play Metal Gear 5. And I'm like, just play them all with us. Just come on. So Thrak, who are you? Why are you here?
Well, hi, Chris. Hi, Novel Console fans. It's back. It's back from the dead, despite my best attempts to do it earlier. But yes, my name is Thrak. I co-host the 3DO Experience with Bill, which is us chronicling the history of the 3DO, the console, the company, the games, all that crazy shit. It's a good, fun time, which is... Also, I'm a member of the Superpod Network, as this show is. So I guest on those shows all the time, the network specials. So yeah, that's what I do. I have played some Metal Gear games before, but my history isn't as super comprehensive. I've only beaten one game in the series before this. So yeah, this will be...
Which one, Revengeance?
It was Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater.
Oh.
Yeah, I played it on the PS2, it's 10 years ago now, so it'll be a fresh experience when we get to it. So I've been looking forward to playing this series for a very long time.
Sweet. And last but not least, the brains of the whole operation, the guy that's going to decode everything for us, Keith.
Oh, I didn't realize I was that important to this product. Shit.
I've been saying it on the chat nonstop that you are here for your brains.
He's not reading the chat.
Every time I come into the chat, there's 50 messages that I read. And I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Yeah, hi. I am Keith Gasper, a.k.a. Gaseous Aardvark, and I am the host of the Main Quest podcast, which is a retro gaming podcast. And the caveat there is that I'm replaying and reliving my memories of all the games that I played growing up, and oftentimes having friends of the show on, and sometimes not, depending on what game is being talked about. But yeah, I appreciate you guys reaching out to me and having me part of this project. I can never say no to something like this. And if you guys are familiar with my show, if you're coming to this and are familiar with the show, you will know that I did a comprehensive lore breakdown of the Resident Evil games. And so this was kind of like Eric, right up my alley.
So everybody has been on a novel console before except for Keith.
Uh-oh. Do I have to assume the position?
Not yet.
That's on your third appearance.
So
Yeah, with your punch card.
I don't have it on me. Shit.
Yeah, right.
So, because everybody else has been on the Loading Memories episode and Keith hasn't, why don't you tell me about your favorite games, what you grew up playing, what you're looking to get into regularly when you play all
my
that
favorite
stuff.
games? Dude, I wasn't ready for something like that.
So I know you've done a series on a long running
So I did
as well.
Yeah, as I just mentioned, I tackled all the Resident Evil games, did a whole lore dump on that, and I guess maybe through Stockholm Syndrome, I've learned to love all of those games. A lot of them aren't. I wouldn't say they're very good.
Even 6?
Even 6. I wouldn't say they're particular. Some of them are. Anyway, that's besides the point. I have grown to love Resident Evil, and I've always said that Final Fantasy VII was probably one of my favorite Final Fantasies, if not one of my favorite games. And so that's kind of where I sit currently without thinking too hard about it. I mean, I grew up pretty much playing everything from the NES all the way up until modern day. I've never not owned a console or had a console in the house to play. And most of my experiences are with JRPGs. I feel like I have fallen off within like the past 10 years just because, I don't know, they're too, I'm going to be the person everybody hates on this podcast. They're a little too weeby for me. There's something, with the advent of, voice acting, it's just gotten a little weird for me. So unless you got some silent protagonists and stuff, or your JRPG is mostly text that I could read, that's cool. But I don't need the voice acting. The voice acting is real breathy and cringy to me, and I can't do it. I don't know if that answered any of your questions, by the way.
And I've never really heard that take that you hate, that somebody hates modern voice acting, but I can respect it.
Like, and I guess you could say like, oh yeah, well you should just listen to the Japanese voice track and just do the subs. And I don't know, I can't do that either. I can't remember the last modern JRPG I actually played.
You didn't play the Final Fantasy VII remakes?
I played something after that, I think. I did play the first remake. Whatever they...
I remember us talking about 16. Did you play 16?
Yeah, that wasn't weeby, though. That wasn't like... It was trying to be way too American. You know? It was like... It's like the most
accurate.
Western Final Fantasy.
Persona.
I don't know anything about Persona. I would err on probably not. Okay. I have Persona 5. I haven't played it.
I think the voice acting in those is very
Oof.
good.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Coming from somebody who spent more than 250 hours between the original Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal.
Wow.
I just think that game is fantastic, even though getting into it is fucking bullshit. Having a 10-hour, tutorial intro is absolutely ridiculous. But
that's why I haven't gotten more than 10 hours into it.
I agree, though. I think
you also never finished 4.
No, because I'm a little bitch.
Yeah. What was that?
No,
Eric?
I was going to say, I agree with you. I finished it last year, and I just, all the little nitpicks I would have about that game are just kind of negated by just how much style that game oozes. There's so much style from the soundtrack to the way it presents itself. Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude. The music.
The music's so good.
The fucking music's so good. Thrak.
Yes.
Let's get on with you. Let's go in reverse order. What are you said you played some Metal Gear.
Yeah.
You played 3. Why do you want to play the series?
Well, it's a series that I've known for a very, very long time. Like, I remember back in, like, middle school time, you know, like, middle school is really the time where it's like, oh, I'm starting to, like, play more sort of, like, adult video games or, like, more mature shit, you know? And then I'm having, like, my peers playing other stuff as well, because I grew up around, like, Nintendo stuff and Sega stuff. So it was really the first time people were obsessing over, say, a non-Nintendo or Sega IP with Metal Gear, because I had some friends in middle school who loved Metal Gear, and they're like, oh, you really need to play the series, it's so fucking cool. And as my life has persisted and my friends have come and gone, there's always been one who's just obsessed with Kojima and everything he does. And it's like y'all need to calm down. Y'all really need to calm down with glazing this man up. But I have dabbled in the series over the years. Like, as I said, I've beaten Metal Gear Solid 3. I played a lot of MGS 1, but I never properly finished it on the PlayStation. But MGS3, I had the subsistence, so I played a bit of Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2. I had a copy of Metal Gear for the NES, and I played through a good chunk of that, but I never beat it. And then I watched somebody watch Metal Gear Solid 4 for a couple hours, and I was like, do you ever push a button in this game? Like, what's the thing? And then I've dabbled in Revengeance, Metal Gear Rising, but I've never, like, fully gone through. So it's a series that's like, I should just do my due diligence and finally sit down and just see what the whole deal is with this. You know what I mean? So just might as well.
Okay. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say Keith was the only one that like followed the rules of the doc and said his code name. So I guess I will throw my code name in there too. I'm going by Liquid Wombat for the duration of this series, because the Wombat is very near and dear to my heart. But yeah, in terms of my experience with Metal Gear, it's almost as bare bones as you could possibly be, which seems like an impossibility for like someone in our circle who like talks about video games semi-seriously to not have literally any experience with Metal Gear in any capacity or with Kojima in any capacity. So no Metal Gear, no Death Stranding. Like, don't want to say I've avoided the man like the plague, but I just like have never gone out of my way to like seek out any kind of Kojima thing that has been made. And I don't know if that's just because I'm stuck in my own insane world with Tetsuya Nomura as like one of the top ranked Nomura glazers on the internet. So I just don't, I don't know if that's the reason why. My literal only experience with any kind of like Metal Gear anything is when Snake was put in Smash Brothers Brawl. That was it. That was kind of how I like got into the series. That's kind of how I just like learned the semi-peripheral things that I just picked up on my peripheral from just like that experience right there. And I've seen like, I saw like Video Game Donkey make a couple videos like when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out, and that looked pretty cool, but that's literally the extent to which I went to engage with the series. And now kind of getting into this podcast circle, we're all kind of in together and hearing people talk about that game and just people who appreciate gaming in general talking about how great the Metal Gear series is across the board. I've been meaning to go back to it and play it and check it out and fill that hole in my history and finally kind of engage with Kojima and see what the deal is with him, because I just don't know.
What's the deal with Kojima?
He's just this guy that like posts like funny pictures on Instagram to me, because I follow him on Instagram and he just posts like a funny picture like every day of him doing something crazy. So
yeah, a quick little fun fact. Me and Kojima have the same birthday.
Ooh,
August?
there you go.
August the 24th.
August babies, hell yeah. What's up, brother?
So you're the most like universally aligned with him then in terms of like the horoscopes and stuff.
I mean, I guess I can be a bit of a pretentious twat from here and there as well, which Kojima is. But Kojima is a lovable pretentious twat. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's everybody else who makes it bad, where it's like Kojima's, I don't get the sense he's full of himself. He just has these grand ideas and people don't like to tell him no. And so it's everybody else who like, you know, glazes him up.
I hope you guys are ready, because you're outnumbered by 2 Virgos, so and the spirit of a Virgo in Kojima. So
I mean,
I'm looking forward to. Sorry, Chris.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm looking forward to Eric's character arc here, going from wearing 13 different belts to roaming around in cardboard boxes by the end of this.
He's going to be wearing an eye patch at a certain point.
You may see 13 different incarnations of me across the series. It might just be the different states of mind that I'm in. I don't know.
He's gonna pick up a smoking habit.
Yep. By the end of the series, he's going to be wanting to have twins, so he can name them David and I don't remember
Solid Snake and Liquid Snake.
Name.
Yeah. I got another one on the way, so I can just legally change both their names. It's fine. I won't tell my wife.
Oh yeah,
so,
that'll work perfect. Thrak, what is your name? Your animal
my
name?
code name?
You didn't.
Okay, Gassy Flamingo.
Okay. A lot of gas on this.
What was
podcast.
yours again, Keith?
Okay, you guys are gonna gaseous aardvark. Okay, here's the thing, and you guys are gonna be annoyed with me. Every Metal Gear game has different villains. Like there's a different theme for their villains. And so I'm going to go with whatever theme of the game that we're covering. So, like Metal Gear Solid, like, yeah, I would go with like a gaseous aardvark or whatever, because there's like Psycho Mantis and,
Vulcan
Sniper
Raven
Wolf and stuff like that. Vulcan Raven. And then Metal Gear Solid 2 has, I think they just have like
Fat Man
names for people. Yeah, just like
Fat Man.
Man.
That was my favorite.
Like, I forgot what the woman with the giant railgun is.
Fortune.
Fortune, yeah, Fortune. So I'm just gonna be like, I don't know, Flannel Guy.
This flannel guy.
So just something generic. Yeah. And then Metal Gear Solid 3 has like emotions, or
the fury,
like
the pain, the end,
yeah,
the
so like
sorrow,
the sorrow, yes,
The
I'm
joy.
going to, and I'll be the depression.
Yeah, right.
One of them.
I'll be the anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah, the joy is one of them.
Is that? I don't remember
The
which
anxious.
It's the boss.
one. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you.
Yeah, because it was the sorrow and it's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I remember a bit of MGS3. It's a game you don't forget.
No, not at all. So Keith, you are the only one
What's up?
that has actually played most of them out of the other three, apart from me. Why do you want to go back into it? What's up with Metal Gear and Keith?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I grew up with it. I played so I didn't play Metal Gear and Metal Gear Snake's Revenge. I did not know those existed until after Metal Gear Solid 2. So yeah, I played the first Metal Gear Solid when it came out on the PlayStation, and was hooked on the franchise since then. I mean, as much as I just dumped on anime like 5 minutes ago, I love anime, at least anime from like the late 80s through the 90s. Kind of after that, I fell off. It just wasn't for me after that point. And Metal Gear is like, it's full on anime, but it's like this weird militaristic anime almost. The plot is completely nonsensical, which we're going to find out very soon going through this. And, the plot isn't what I come to Metal Gear for, though. I had always come to it for the gameplay. And so kind of like my concept of my show, if I may plug it one more time. It's just a curiosity to come back to these games after all these years. And I haven't played any of them in a very, very long time. I mean, the last Metal Gear game I played was Metal Gear Solid 5, and that was
10 years
almost
ago.
10 years ago at this point.
You don't have to say it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Actually,
2015, I remember when that
Actually,
game
it was-
came out.
yeah, it was 10 years
Existential
ago
dread.
because I was living by myself, and that's the only thing that I played for months, and I had 200 plus hours in it, and I didn't need to even do everything on
That's believable.
5. Yeah, so
It's you can spend a lot of time playing that game. The only one I really haven't played is Metal Gear Solid 4. And what I mean by I really haven't played is that I haven't played it. And I haven't played a lot of the, like the side games. So like the stuff on the Vita and stuff like that. VR missions and all that stuff. So yeah.
Oh,
Really excited to go through all of these again.
so hopefully those all get brought modern to in the second collection, including 4. I am already in plans of making sure that we can all play 4 in original hardware. I'm collecting PS3s right now so that I can send out
hell yeah.
PS3s to you guys.
Hopefully you don't have to do that. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
'Cause I
But
have
I
access
already
We'll just all
got-
drive. We'll just all
all the
drive
other
down to your
games.
place, and we'll spend a weekend. Like we'll hook up all the PS3s and play it
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah, we'll all watch the same
Yeah, I
movie
already
on 4
got-
screens.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I got like 3 of them already, so I'm missing just one more PS3 that I'm hoping to get soon. So
Did you say hook up all the PS3s? You want to like blow the house up? Like,
Yeah, right.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god, my
Like
energy
a
bill is
massive
$900 this
room.
month.
These goddamn PS3s
Remember?
are sucking up so much wattage.
remember when the news said that Al Qaeda was using PlayStation 2s to control their bombs or something stupid
Yeah,
like
yeah. Wasn't there like a government?
that? That's what's going to happen at Thrak's
Wasn't
house.
there like a
That
government
sounds like a
research
Metal Gear
facility that
plot.
was using a bunch of PS3s as like supercomputers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
it's like supercomputers by 1970 standards, but Jesus fucking Christ!
All those card readers.
All right, so my name is Plasma Gorilla.
That suits
Ooh,
you.
that's a good one.
Nice.
I was going to say Gaseous Gorilla, but you know, there's too many gassy people here. But
I like broccoli, sorry.
so like Keith, I have played all of them. I haven't beaten the PSP ones, but I have played them. I have beaten most of them except for 1 and 2, and I was thinking about just replaying them at some point this year. And since my job gives me a lot of free time, might as well just make content out of it. So I'm subjecting Eric, Keith, and Thrak to go through them and then record what hopefully doesn't turn out to be 5-hour episodes so that we can just talk shit about Metal Gear.
Depends on the game. I think when we get to like 5, it'll probably be a super long episode because there's a lot to talk about.
Mm.
So what I remember from 5, it's long because there's just a lot of waiting and doing nothing
Yeah.
because the story is bare bones as fuck.
Yeah, like it's basically, from what I know of the gameplay, it's like Breath of the Wild before Breath of the Wild. It's very like it just drops you.
That is
It just drops you in this
That
big
is very
area,
good.
and it's just
Yeah.
like have fun. Because my one friend who's obsessed with Kojima, I remember he bought this when it came out, and I watched him play it quite a bit. So I have a little bit of knowledge, but it's slight.
Yeah, I hated Metal Gear Solid 5. I know
It's
there's a lot
love
of
it or
people
hate
that
it
loved
kind of
it.
game. I see.
There are things.
Yeah.
There are things to like about it, and I think maybe they bit off a little more than they could chew.
They didn't finish
Then again,
it. That's
also,
one of the biggest problems too.
yes, it feels like an unfinished game. But yeah, what Thrak was talking about with the open world thing, but you also are continuously visiting this hub area.
Yeah.
Also,
Mother
which
base.
was,
Yeah, and you're
like
growing it.
really, really annoying. Yeah.
The one thing that I absolutely hated about that, and it's going to be a bit of a spoiler, is that you have different facilities within Big Shell. So you have like your medical bay and your weapons development and your jail and your barracks and all that shit in different struts. And you have to either walk to the strut, drive to the strut, or take a fucking chopper from one strut to the other so that you can go into this one place to do like one click and then go back to wherever the fuck you were so you can continue the game. And that takes motherfucking time. It is bad, but it's still Metal Gear. It's really fun to play though.
You could make the horse shit
Oh, yeah.
on command.
That's immersive
I know
gameplay.
that bit. I know that bit because I listened to Gertzman, and there was a couple weeks ago he talked about that bit. You know, he's like that's why he liked Kiefer Sutherland's taking over, because Kiefer Sutherland could say "do it" in a way that like David Hayter never could. So yeah,
Oh, that's fucking great. So we kind of covered what actually we didn't really cover. So this is going to go to Eric. What do you know about Metal Gear? Apart from what you just said, that it's Kojima, and like what, when you hear Metal Gear, if somebody tell you, describe to me Metal Gear right now, and you've never played it, what is it?
It's like, It sounds like we're being interrogated by like the Colonel here. What do you know about Metal Gear?
Yeah, right. What do you know about
your codex is
what is Metal Gear? Answer
your
me.
codex is ringing.
Yeah. Mostly just the things I've kind of picked up through like meme culture over the years, like, you know, seeing people like make fake codec calls or some of like the more like exaggerated voice lines or just any kind of videos or stuff. I couldn't really tell you kind of what the plot is. I didn't know until a few years ago that like all the snakes are like different characters. I thought it was just all like one guy. I just like, oh yeah, it's just like a game following like Snake through the whatever. I didn't know there were different snakes even. So I've mostly just heard it's kind of got this like impenetrable wall of like a story around it, and it's just kind of like generally ridiculous. And that's kind of right up my alley as a person who's carved out a niche for themselves, is kind of peddling in impenetrable lore over the last couple of years. So I think that's some of the things I'm most interested to find out, is just kind of like what the actual like fuck are these games about, and like what are all the snakes, and like what exactly is like I know Metal Gear is like a giant robot, but I couldn't tell you like much more than that. I don't know if we're talking like Liger robots or like fucking like Gundam or anything like that. So
Liger.
I had to do the Zoids, right? The Zoids throwback. But
Right.
yeah, man, I don't really know that
appreciate
much.
that.
I don't really know that much about it. So I'm just it's more of just like this is a great chance, and I've been putting it off for a few years to just be able to like finally dive into these games and fill this history in my gaming history where people seem to have a really high regard for this game series and what Kojima's done. I just kind of feel in the dark because at the time I wasn't playing games like this. I was just kind of playing. I mean, when these games came out, like early 2000s and stuff, I was really heavy into RPGs, and then Kingdom Hearts came out, and then, you know, fast forward to like the Xbox 360 days, and then I was playing like Call of Duty and any shooters with my friends. So, yeah, it's just there's an impenetrable wall of fog around it, and I'm really curious to like go into that fog and start to like unravel what the hell is going on. And I'm only more excited to do it because Keith has just been constantly telling me like how just crazy things get. So that's really made me excited.
I wouldn't say like the lore and the story are like, it's not as like a winding road as Kingdom Hearts is.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's just because of in the way the games were released. They tell different points of the story on a straight timeline. So like Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 are like consecutive, and then 3 is like a prequel, and then 4 is like way in the future, and then 5 is like a prequel but also a sequel. So it's just kind of like,
oh well, I'm already used to jumping around.
If we played them all in if we played them all in chronological order, the story would totally make sense. But because we're playing them by release date, right? It's gonna feel a little weird, but we'll get it.
I think if you play them in chronological order, you'd jump all over the place in terms of like how games were made. So it would just be like imagine playing all of like Metal Gear 5, right? Metal Gear Solid 5, and then you jump to the MSX Metal Gear. It's like that's a fucking
which is how it goes. Yeah.
Right.
Keith, I wanna see if you think the same way as I do. I don't think the story of Metal Gear gets crazy until that final conversation, that phone conversation at the end of Metal Gear Solid 1, where one of the characters is talking to somebody and all you hear is one side of the conversation. And then in 2, it starts in a way, and then it kind of is its own little contained story that kind of has to do a little bit with that final conversation of 1. And then at the end, that other conversation, it just like throws a wrench into the whole fucking thing and ruins everything. And then that's when the story fucking breaks down, and it's back and forth between all of these generations of people. It's just like I feel like probably original Metal Gear all the way through the end of Solid 2 is pretty followable. Then after that, it's just what the fuck.
Yeah.
You feel that way, Keith?
Man, I mean, it's been a while since I've kind of reviewed the story of those games. I know them vaguely, just going off of the memory of having played them. But I mean, there's always the thing about the individual stories in the individual games is that it's just like this run-of-the-mill tactical espionage type missions, but then also some of the soldiers, for whatever reason, are like cyber ninjas and people are vampires for some reason. And, and it's very anime. And so when I say like the story gets like really off the rails, because it's just like, well, yeah, I'm just like this Snake Plissken motherfucker, and I have to go fight this guy who looks like he plays drums for Slipknot.
Yeah.
You know, so but like thinking about Metal Gear Solid 2, I remember when I first played that, and I mean, we'll get into the reasons why people hate on that game. Metal Gear Solid 2 is actually probably my favorite in the series because it's just more of one, but better. And you look at the story and you're kind of like, yeah, some of this makes sense in what they're talking about, but also what the hell is Kojima on? What is he talking about? And now with hindsight and where we are culturally, you look at that game and you're like, oh yeah, like this all totally makes sense. You know?
I think 2 and
I suppose
particularly,
like had I been a little,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, and had I probably been a little bit older, maybe like 3 or 4 years older, and actually had like given a shit what was going on and like with technology and politics and surveillance states and shit like that, then I would have been like, oh yeah, I can kind of see this is kind of where things are going. But yeah, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that 2 in particular with the whole, Arsenal gear shit, that is fucking scary compared to what's going on right now in the world with AI and all that bullshit. It is insane how in, what was it, like 2002 that this game came out, Kojima was like, this is what 2024 and 2025 are going to be like. It's like, what the hell? Eric, which one of these games are you most excited to play?
I'd probably have to say it's any of the ones either from the PS1 or PS2 era. So I believe that's MGS 1, 2, and 3, probably. Just because that era, specifically the PS1 and PS2, is like very, like that's like a nostalgic, like golden age for like video games for me. So I just think going back to like that kind of style and like hearing how highly those games are praised on those systems specifically, like people talk about Metal Gear Solid 1 is like the best game on the PlayStation, and then Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 is like 2 of the best games on the PS2. So it'd probably be any one of those. I just have very limited knowledge of like what actually happens, and I've seen very little of like what actually happens in like each game. Like I know, like I think in like Metal Gear Solid 3 is like when you climb like the long ass ladder while the song plays or something like that. So I'm just excited to like experience like those moments that have been like memed in the culture and be like, oh, that's where it came from. But it's probably definitely one of those, like it's either Metal Gear Solid 1 or probably 2 or 3 from PS2. It's got to be one of those.
What about you, Thrak?
Well, it's weird. There's not one specifically I'm looking forward to. It's like I'm kind of excited to finally get to all of them because a lot of them I know through like the big bits, like Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2, I don't know a huge like a lot about them, but like Metal Gear Solid 1, I want to sit down and finally finish that game because I played, I think on PS1 it was 2 discs. I played all of disc 1 and then a little bit of disc 2. So it'd be nice to finally finish that out. And like Metal Gear Solid 2, see that whole thing play out start to finish because I know some of the bits, like say the weird Colonel bit near the end of the game. I'm really excited to revisit Metal Gear Solid 3 because I have such fond memories of playing that game. So I want to see if it still holds up. Like 4 to like, be like, what the fuck is this shit? Because 4 is like kind of the weird one in the middle for me. And then 5, because 5 sounds like it's a super fun game, regardless of like the story bits, But like I'm also interested in Peace Walker because people really, really like Peace Walker. So I think like all of them have equal interest for me because it's like, oh, they're all kind of special, unique little things, But if I had to pick one, maybe 3, just because it's the one I know, and I want to see if it lives up to what I remember.
And we're getting that 3 remake
also said
too.
That you want to.
Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah.
I'm probably not going to play that, but You know, because I don't think it's like that much of a remake compared to
It's probably not going to be.
compared to say like Resident Evil 4 or something like that.
Right.
I mean, Konami's developing it, so I don't know how much hope I have for it personally. So I don't know if I'm going to be
I was
getting it
worried about
either.
the Silent Hill 2 remake.
We'll see what
People
happens.
seem to really like it, so it's.
That was really
I've
good.
heard
Well, that
it's
was
pretty
Blooper
good.
Team.
That was
I'll
very
get
good.
around.
That was Blooper Team. That wasn't
True, it was
Konami.
Blooper Team.
Yeah, it was just Konami's name attached to
Blooper
it.
Team decided to stop making
Thrak,
bad
you
games.
said
Yeah.
you had said in the chat that you wanted to play Twin Snakes. Are you just going to play both of Twin Snakes and PS1? Or
I
are you
can
gonna
if you want, because I have I can get MGS1 on my Xbox through like the Master Collection stuff, and then I do have a copy of Twin Snakes. I would just have to hook up my Wii to play it properly on here, but I could do it.
'Cause I personally plan on playing both 1 and Twin Snakes because they're not long games.
Yeah.
And I really fucking love the stupidity and shit that they added to Twin Snakes because it is. If the original was anime as fuck, Twin Snakes is even worse. It's even more anime.
So it's like if MGS1 is Dragon Ball, Twin Snakes is Dragon Ball Z.
It's Naruto.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
no.
Yeah. Dude, it's so bad. It's so good.
Oh,
I just want to go through it because I fucking love that game. What about you, Keith? Which one are you most excited to play or looking forward to?
Good question. I can tell you which one I'm not looking forward to.
5.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, really?
No, 4. 4. That's the one I haven't even played. Just because it's one large cutscene. I mean, Thrak already made the joke, so it's I don't know. There's a curiosity to it that I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'll actually have the opportunity to play it now. Hopefully, I think I'm most excited to play the first few titles. Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge. Just because I play a lot of retro games, and that's just a huge blind spot for me. It's, I think it's going to be interesting. I haven't played either of those games, and, someone who plays a lot of old video games, it's like a curiosity to me. I want to know, but like nobody really talks about those games other than like, it was the beginning of the franchise. That's it.
They're kind
there
of
it is.
obscure because the MSX was not a computer that was out here in America.
Right.
And I mean, there was Metal Gear on the NES, but it's different from the MSX version. And then it got an NES sequel, Snake's Revenge, which is its own game that Kojima wasn't even involved with. So we didn't even get Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake until the MGS3 Subsistence version.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Kojima wasn't even Kojima until after he made Police Knots.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Or Snatcher.
when he got his name on the,
Snatcher's awesome.
Snatcher as well. Yeah.
I think Metal Gear 1 and 2 are important games because they get referenced throughout the entire series. They're referenced a lot in 1. Characters from 1 are referenced all the way through the rest of the series. And there are a lot of parallels between some characters in 1 and 2 and then in 4. And even though I don't know how much story they could put in an MSX game, there are reverberations of it throughout the entire series. And they are semi-important to who these characters are and how they interact with the world and everything. Because, you start Metal Gear Solid 1, there's this guy, he's talking about Zanzibar Land. You're like, what the fuck is Zanzibar Land? So...
That's one thing I'll give Kojima credit for is that like each entry in this series feels important. Like all the mainline ones play a part in this big tale that he's telling. So there's not any that's like, oh, that's like a lesser one, or that one's like, no, they're all on the same level. It's like, no, you kind of need to play them all to know what's going on.
I was going to say that I think Zanzibar is a Halo map too, so...
Oh my
It's a
God.
Billy Joel song.
Yeah, I think that's my connection right there.
What was I going to say? Oh, to Thrak's point, yeah, even when you play 5, even if you play Ground Zeroes, if you haven't played Peace Walker, you're missing a huge part of the story. I never played Peace Walker, so I felt like I was missing a lot when I got to 5.
And I hear a lot of great things about Peace Walker. Like, people really praise that one.
We'll find out. Okay, so Kojima. General thoughts on Kojima. Who wants to pick this one up?
He seems...
This is where the podcast becomes 3 hours long.
He seems like a nice guy. He has a huge love for cinema. Like, he's not a bad game designer. I think there are better ones than him. But I just think... I don't have anything against him personally. I just think his fan base is so, like, toxic and so, like, praising of him that it has soured a lot of people on the man himself, you know? It's like the whole, like, the Jeff Keighley thing, you know? Like, every year Jeff Keighley wheels out Kojima and he's like, oh, he's like the best thing ever. I love this man, blah, 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 right? And it's just like, yeah, we get it. You know what I mean? But honestly, like, of all the weird, esoteric Japanese game designers, you know, like your Nomura's, your Yoko Taro's, your Suda51s, like, I think Kojima might be the most, like, competent of all of them, you know? But I have nothing against him. He's earned his place in history.
Eric?
Yeah, I used to kind of... I'm glad Thrak said that because he kind of adds a little bit of context to, like, my relationship with Kojima, where I kind of went into this, like, kind of a little bit annoyed by him because I felt like everybody just, like, kind of, like, jerked him off and glazed him, as Thrak said. But looking at it now, yeah, I could see how that could be his fan base. I'm very hesitant and I'm very against kind of like the narrative of the romanticization of like the solo game dev, right? Like, oh, it's Kojima's game, it's Miyamoto, it's Nomura. So I personally have gone out of my way in my Kingdom Hearts series to like be like, yes, Nomura is the creative force behind the series, but to highlight other people on the dev team that were just as instrumental as him. Like, without these people, he wouldn't have succeeded. So it kind of annoys me when people are just like, oh yeah, like Kojima made Metal Gear, and like, so it's like he wouldn't have been able to make it without his team of people. So I kind of, like I said, I kind of bristle at that like romanticization of the solo game dev, right? Unless somebody's like legitimately making something by themselves, like Vampire Survivors or Balacho or something. So, but yeah, I think he probably is just a quirky Japanese game maker, and kind of hearing that the way he puts the story together with Metal Gear and like each game has something specific to say about the overall larger narrative, makes me warm up to him a little bit more, because that's what my patron saint of my show, Nomura, does. Everything, even though there's like a million fucking different games that he's put out across like 6 systems, everything has its place in the overall arching narrative, and that's something that I really, really appreciate. So I think I'll be able to warm up to him a little bit as we go through the games and just kind of see like what he's doing, and maybe realize that, yeah, he himself is not like the insufferable game designer. It's kind of the fans that kind of make this hullabaloo like around him. And it's not even like the only time that people do that. Like, I don't feel the same way about Shigeru Miyamoto that I felt about Kojima, and I feel like his fans too, me included, kind of talk about so much about how great of a designer he is and kind of glaze him as well. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious to get to know him a little bit better and just see what he's all about, because yeah, I only have like the Instagram photos that I see of him to go off of, and just kind of like what people have said around him. I do feel like I'm a little bit more sympathetic towards him, because I think the way that his relationship with Konami ended was pretty bullshit, and the way that they treated him kind of going out the door after the years of kind of hard work that he had given them and made a lot of successful games and a lot of money for them, very clearly. So I think the way they treated him in the end was not spectacular.
I think with the going off on the solo dev thing with Kojima, it doesn't help that almost all the Metal Gear games, it says a Hideo Kojima game. Like, he attaches his name to it the way, say, like a movie director would.
And now he has his own production company that has his name on it. So
exactly. But I think like with Miyamoto, he never really put himself out there.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, he was always like, it wasn't really until like, I don't know, like the GameCube era where he became more of like a prominent figure for Nintendo. Mm-hmm. You know, he was just kind of in the background doing his thing. But over the years, he's become more of a prominent guy.
Right. He's kind of built this mythos around him, whereas like he was in the trenches for like 30 years.
Oh, yeah. And Kojima is in the trenches as well. But
True.
Yeah.
He's not going to take any more a role like he did with Metal Gear Solid 1, because I don't know if you guys know this, but for that game, he designed every single room. he designed the pattern that every single soldier would take in that room. So he cut his teeth in that game by doing what he wanted and just shoving out this amazing product. But after that, he never did that again. Imagine Keith, if he would have done that shit with Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3 with how big they are, design every single little aspect of the game, it would have been insane.
This is going to be a really fun podcast to listen to because you guys keep freezing out. So it's all going to be new information to me. Are we still talking about Kojima?
Yes. What are your thoughts on Kojima?
Okay. Well, I missed half of what Eric said, but I did hear what Thrak said. You know, I think he is overall a very good game designer, good programmer, was a good programmer. I think he has a lot of great ideas to put in games, and he's very good at executing those ideas. I don't know if you guys played Death Stranding, but Death Stranding is a game where I feel like, again, he had a very good idea. He executed it very well, and maybe they should have put a little bit more restraints on him. I think he works better when he's working with more restraints. And obviously Sony gave him carte blanche to do whatever he needed to do after he left Konami. And so he made Death Stranding, which is, you know, it's a game. People really like that game. I don't think any of it is particularly interesting other than unfortunately. I could not do it. But I really wanted to keep playing it because it had that stupid ass Kojima fucking type of story to it where I was like, yes, this is it's the shit I come to Metal Gear Solid for, was just like these really weird characters and just having just a bunch of anime nonsense. And it just, I don't know. He, like I said, I think he works better with restraints. And I think, Konami, as we're going to, according to the document here, we're going to be talking about very soon, Konami had those restraints in place, and perhaps that was for the better.
Yeah, I think most creative forces need some restriction in order to really shine through, because otherwise they're just going to indulge. And there's nothing wrong with indulging, but there is a limit to it.
Right.
I've not played Death Stranding, but I do have it because when it came out on the Xbox and it was $20, I was like, yeah, might as well grab it. So eventually I will sit down and try my best to play that game to kind of see what, how that goes. Because that's another mixed response game. There's some people who love it and people who hate it, capital hate it.
I appreciate Death Stranding. I mean, it's a gorgeous game, man.
Amazing.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yep.
The soundtrack is fantastic. Like I said, the story, I mean, if you could probably take or leave it. I loved where the story was going. I didn't get to finish it, but again, I like that kind of weird, archaic type of storytelling that Kojima does. Everything but the gameplay was this is perfect, 10 out of 10, but I don't want to play this anymore.
I do think Kojima's way of writing, it has a way of engrossing you. There's just something about the way he writes stuff where you're like, this is kind of bullshit, but it's I'm kind of into it. I kind of want to see where... Because his thought process is very unique. So you just kind of want to see where it goes.
Everything you guys are saying is right up my alley. So I'm pretty excited about that. I too, I picked up the director's cut of Death Stranding for $20 on Steam when it was on sale. So maybe when we're done with Metal Gear, maybe we have a little dive into Death Stranding as a extra content or addendum to the series or something.
I think that'll be the longest game of all of these.
Probably.
Isn't it 80 some?
Yeah.
It's really long.
It's not longer than Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay.
You just walk.
That sounds like a perfect game for a person that has 2 new babies to play. It's a game where you just walk. So.
Oh yeah. Death Stranding came out during COVID, if I'm not mistaken. No,
it was
before COVID.
It was 2018, I think.
Okay, so I was working in Amazon during the time when it came out. So I would
Same.
go deliver packages, come home, deliver more packages in Death Stranding. So it was like I was working extra shifts while playing Death Stranding, and it was fucking terrible. But the story and some of the gameplay just had like lizard brain neurons just shooting off left and right. And something that I really liked about Death Stranding was the way that the story was told, how it was presented, how all of these characters acted, like their personalities, how Norman Reedus would react to all of them. Because there's a point in the game where you meet a guy that every 30 minutes, he kills himself for 15 minutes, brings himself back, continues his normal life, kills himself again, and then comes back. And it is the weirdest fucking shit. And it is done in a way where it kind of feels like Norman Reedus is in this nightmare, or he's going fucking psychotic, and he's the only normal person in the entire world. It is such an interesting, like, fucking contrast between characters and what's going on, and it's so good. But the gameplay at times is kind of bad.
Quick correction. Death Stranding came out November 8th, 2019. So that's probably why you thought it was COVID, because it was like right before.
Yeah. Right before, yeah.
Yeah, the pre-days.
I think I was still at Amazon too, so I understand your pain, Chris.
Oh, so fucking bad. I hated that job. Fucking spineless ass company.
Thanks, Bezos.
Just like Konami, another spineless ass company.
Though in some ways I think they were right. But we'll discuss that as we go. Not in the way they treated him as he left or got fired or whatever, but more in, as we've mentioned, like the constraints they kind of put on him to, like, you know, be like, hey, like, you got to finish the game and it has to get out, you know, and like you can't be too nuts about it, you know.
So I liked Konami growing up. I loved all the Metal Gears, everything. When 5 came out, they kind of like shit the bed and were like, we're doing pachinko machines. And now they're kind of like, hey, remember all these fucking awesome retro games? Well, here they are in collections, which I love that.
I want that Silent Hill collection, damn it. Like a good one.
It's not going to happen. They lost the source code for those games. They're going to have to rebuild them all the way from the ground up.
What I always thought with the Silent Hill stuff, like just do 1 through 4 and just reverse engineer the ROMs and be like, hey, M2, do you just want to, like, because they're the best emulation studio in the biz, you just have them like make up emulators and reverse engineer the ROMs so that we could play them like they've done with a bunch of other games for Konami and even like Sega. You know, maybe with that kind of era of games, it might be harder to do, but I would trust M2 to do it and do it well.
I'll take remakes because that Silent Hill 2 remake was fantastic.
That's fine.
So
yeah, they need to remake 1.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely, because that game looks awful.
Because I heard a rumor that they were going to do Silent Hill 3 next, and I'm like, you can't do 3 next. You need 1 because 3 is a sequel to 1. So don't do 3 without the context.
Keith, Konami, thoughts?
Fuck Konami. But I mean, like you, Chris, I mean, it's like, you know, I grew up again with the NES and the PlayStation and Super Nintendo. There were 2 companies back then. There's Capcom and Konami. They're one and the same. And it was banger after banger, and none of them could do wrong. And then like 2005 hit, and then it wasn't just Konami, and it just wasn't Capcom. It was like almost every Japanese developer at that time just didn't know what to do anymore because the Xbox Microsoft messed everything up with all of the American developers.
I don't know about.
But then also,
I don't know about that.
Also, the PS3 architecture was really hard to develop for as well.
Like I think
that as well.
The issue from what I've seen is that it was just moving to HD assets. They were a lot slower because I think Japan was slower to go to HD, the HD format, as like, say, you know, the Western like hemisphere did. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what caught Square Enix off guard too, because they had just like finished Final Fantasy 12 and Kingdom Hearts 2, and then 0506 rolled around, and they were just not prepared for that transition. They tried to build like their own dev tools. Like Final Fantasy 13 was not the success they wanted it to be. And a lot of Japanese devs were around that time were just really caught flat-footed when that switch happened.
Yeah. And I think a lot of them were trying to cater to a Western market.
True.
You know? And that was at the time where it's like
That was a mistake.
And that was at a time where like
That was a huge
And that's what I mean.
Like,
That's what I was alluding to, was that
Yeah.
the Western market was a lot bigger than it had ever been.
We only like games that were
Yeah.
brown back then, like brown and gray shaders. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
And it's weird because at that same time, anime was starting to rise in popularity and become mainstream. So it took a while for, like, I think where we are now, it's perfect. Like, you get your weeby Japanese games, you get your, like, hardcore Western games, and you get stuff that's in the middle. Like, that variety, like, has been settled. So, but yeah, like, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can add my thoughts in on Konami. I recognize them as like one of the devs back in the day, right? Like NES, Super Nintendo, they had a lot of huge hits. They're really integral to like the NES console Western American market era of the history of the video game market, right? I don't know all the details about like what went down between like Kojima and Konami, and it very well may have been a thing where like Kojima was just kind of buckling against his restraints that Konami had put on him. But yeah, Konami just being like, oh, fuck our history, we're going to go do pachinko machines, kind of put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. And then just them using all their IPs to like make pachinko themed machines of like all their nostalgic IPs and be like, hey, look, remember our things that we used to do, and like take money from people. And then I think they realized, oh, we kind of messed up, because they saw like the insane growth that the video game industry has had like over the last 10 years and just how many billions of dollars people are making. We're like, oh, we should probably get back into this. And now it's kind of like, hey, you remember Silent Hill 2? Hey, you remember like all these games we're putting on our collections? Like, I'm really glad that we're getting them, because like I think making things available is genuinely like a good thing. But it feels like there's a little bit of like a just capitalistic cash grab intention behind like what Konami is doing. And I messaged Keith about it before. I'm just like, oh man, like what corpses are we going to see defiled? Like, are they going to go after Symphony of the Night next? Or like, what are we going to see? That what will Konami just like trot out to us to try and like take money from us? So, I'm kind of in a weird spot with like Konami in general. I don't really know like how to feel. I think they have some work to do in general, just kind of win back some good grace from the general audience. I think Silent Hill 2 remake is probably a good start in that direction. Even though it wasn't them specifically who made it. I know that there was some, when they put out the first part of the Metal Gear Solid collection, like I heard that collection came out and it was like not very well optimized. It wasn't running well like right away. And I think it's gotten better, but I think they still have some work to do to kind of win back some favor from the general audience. And I feel like a lot of people are probably, if you were to draw like a line in it, I feel like a lot of people would probably be on like Kojima's side over like how everything went down. But that was 10 years ago. Gamers' memories are short, so maybe that's like all water under the bridge now. I'm not sure.
To be fair, most games when they come out today don't run very well.
No, you're okay. That's fair. You're right.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with Konami is when they made the switch, it was still during that time where like Japanese devs were struggling, and a lot of them weren't sure what the path forward was. Like this was like when Capcom was almost going to be like sold to Microsoft. You know, it was kind of that era.
That's a scary future.
Yeah, but like Capcom. Oof. Looking back, they did the smart thing. They downsized. They just focused on a few core franchises that were doing really well.
Now they're killing it.
And now they're killing it, and they can expand and be like, fuck, let's bring back Okami. Why not? Kamiya's got nothing better to do, right? And but Konami just basically were like, oh, we can't do this. We're fucked. We're out of here, right? When they should have just like done what Capcom did, but hindsight's 2020. So it's like I understand what they were trying to do, but they were thinking a little too short-term rather than long-term, and now they are paying for it.
And they put out that awful Metal Gear Survive game that just got like, it was like, it was,
that
the
was
optics.
A bad move. That was a very bad move.
The optics were like, they kicked Kojima out of the company and just kind of like shit on his legacy with that game of like the things that he had done there. So that game's awful.
They tried to be like, oh, we can do Metal Gear without Kojima, and everyone's like, no, you can't. And then that came out and bombed so bad they haven't touched it.
Yep.
So
I think this is what I I think this is all me speculating. I think the whole problem was Kojima wasn't done with 5, and Konami was like, you need to be done. And he's like, I still got a lot of work to do. And they're like, no, we're done. He's like, all right, fuck it, I'm leaving. But they had spent a lot of money on the engine, on the assets, on the technology for it. And then they're like, fuck, we're stuck with all this. We haven't made our money back. Let's just shit out a Metal Gear game so that we can use all of this. And they literally shit out a game.
That's interesting.
And yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because there's no reason why they should have done Survive. I don't think it ties anything together. Like the only thing that ties to it is some soldier from Mother Base fell into a portal and then landed in some other world.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then it's just like a zombie survival game, which I've heard some people say
a really bad one.
I've heard some people say it's not the worst thing in the world, but like again, as we'd said, like the optics was so bad, and like the timing is just like no one was going to give it a fair chance. Like no one. So
no. So at least that's what I think happened there. And I don't think Konami's ever going to get back to the way that it was, even if they start releasing Castlevania games left and right.
I wish
they start doing licensed games all over again. Like they did with Turtles and all that. Just do them, but modern. I think that would be amazing. That's not going to happen.
Tournament Fighters remake.
Don't get your hopes up.
I love that I can get a new Castlevania collection pretty much every year. I really like that.
Oh yeah, and they've been great.
But
yeah,
thanks M2.
The games are going to run out.
M2 has been doing them.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's good shit.
Yeah, I hope that they maybe do like a brand new Castlevania game. Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just like a 2D. Like, they don't even have to do a Metroidvania. Just do, like, a 2D, like, linear Castlevania, like, say, the NES ones, or, like, Bloodlines or something, and people would fucking love it.
Or even if it was like how they did Dread, I think that would be really cool, too. So, Metroid Dread,
I wouldn't be against that either.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hey, Mercury Steam, you want to make another one?
What would it take to get Konami back into your good graces, Keith?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't really care. At this, I mean, I'm not like beholden to any like, developer, anything like that. I mean, if they put out something cool, I might check it out. Like I said, I might check out that Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, but I don't know, probably not. Everything about them just seems like disingenuous, and I understand. And I don't know if you guys brought this up in like the past 10 minutes that you guys were frozen for me, but like I understand as a company, they had to make that pivot. We see it happening to so many publishers and developers right now that like the budgets are so over bloated that like you could see Konami and you can see somebody like Kojima, who we just talked about, like, has no restraints, like is a dog running wild, and Konami's like, yo, we don't want to spend this fucking money. Like, get Guillermo del Toro the fuck out of my office. I'm not paying him anything. I'm not paying Norman Reedus prices to have him in our video game. Get out of my office. And so you could see why like Konami would be like, yeah, video games aren't profitable. We're going to get into casinos. And now you kind of see them like, I understand you guys are probably laughing because you've probably just talked about this, but
no, your point was fine. I'm just imagining like Guillermo del Toro in Konami's offices, and a guy comes in and be like, "Get him the fuck out of here!" Like,
see, all I'm picturing is it's like Konami being like, "We are not paying Norman Reedus in Coors Light. Fucking get rid of him."
like imagine Kojima bringing like Konami into like Kojima bringing Reedus into the Konami headquarters, and they're like, "What the fuck is he doing here? We told you no Norman Reedus." And
Norman Reedus has no idea what's going on.
He's just like, I'm just hanging out.
Norman Reedus already had.
He's like, I'm just hanging out.
Norman Reedus already has like the balls all over him and stuff for like the motion capture.
Well, this is for like Silent Hill. Like,
yeah.
The famous PC thing. That's a big what if.
Trying to smoke in there, and they're like, "No smoking in Silent Hill."
Yeah, that's the
I think
big
that-
what if.
but
like,
I
what
do
if
like-
Silent Hills came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
I was going to say, but yeah, I do enjoy the fact that they are kind of dabbling in video games. And I guess, like I said, we'll see what happens with Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. It's like the first game that they've made in like forever since Survive. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, one hand, I don't care. The other hand is like, yeah, I hope they can make a comeback. But at the same time, like, if they find that for whatever reason, video games still are not worth making, I totally get it. You need to be a business. You need to go make your money. But that's also kind of like a problem with me because they are just so transparent about wanting to make profit. It's like, yeah, all right. I get it. But also like it just seems like the video game stuff isn't coming from a genuine place anymore.
Okay. I can see that.
That's fair.
It also does feel a lot like Konami's just throwing money at developers to be like, develop this, put our name on it, but don't get too crazy. So I am interested to see where they go with this remake and if they do anything else afterwards. So
I think it's interesting too that one of the things that Kojima is known for is like he's a major cinephile, so he loves movies, right? And then we were joking about like Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro. It feels like to me he's trying to like have kind of like a video game like movie hybrid. He's trying to like merge like the two art forms into like a like that's at least feels to me like what he's doing with like Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2.
You are 100% right.
Yeah,
That's
so
what he's always been trying to do.
Yeah, so yeah, as Konami, a video game company, could very well have much been like, hey, like we're tired of this like your movie bullshit, like it's getting too expensive, like just get out of here. So that may have played a thing in it too, because like I always see him posting about like movies he watched or like he's in the theater like 3-4 times a week just watching different movies. So
yep, Konami's like, we're not making money on Dance Dance Revolution anymore, so we can't afford your bullshit cinema. Get the fuck out of here. It's crazy.
Bring it
if
back.
You look at how many. They still make them, but like it's crazy if you look at how many IPs Konami has. They have a bunch.
It's a lot.
Like more than you think. Yeah, like they have like Frogger and Bomberman and DDR and like Beatmania and all this crazy shit.
Yeah,
and even like was it like Football Club Manager or whatever? Like that's them. You know, stuff that you're like, oh shit, that's Konami. Yeah. So.
No, Jesus. So, moving on from Konami, let's go into final thoughts. Keith, final thoughts before jumping back into Metal Gear. Anything at all that you want to say before you ruin your life with this series?
Ruin my life.
Too late.
No, I mean, I'm super excited to get down and dirty with this and, experience it all again and really talk to you guys about it and hear what y'all think about it.
Eric, I can't wait for you to come back after Metal Gear Solid 2 and tell us how it went trying to explain to your wife what the Lali Lule Lo is.
I mean, yeah, she'll probably be seeing me play most of these because my PS5 is in the main living room and I had to move it up from stairs from my basement just because it's not ideal for like kid watching and playing games at the same time. So she'll probably see me play most of these and just be like, what the fuck is going on? But no, I'm really excited to dive into the series and experience it for the first time and fill in some of my gaming history. I think this is a really like unique panel, Chris, that you've put together where we have a wide breadth of experiences, whereas like you and Keith have experience with the series. Thrak has like a middling amount, and then I have literally next to nothing. So I think that'll bring a lot of different perspectives and some good conversation. And it's nice to have an excuse to check something off my backlog that I've just been putting off for a while. And it's nice to have something that's going to transition me out of my Kingdom Hearts project, because I was really worried that I was not going to have something insane to obsess over this year once I wrap that up.
I love it.
Well, until Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, but you'll
that might never
you'll
happen.
probably
That might
do
be
with
like 4
that
years
game
from
the
now.
same thing.
Yeah, who knows?
that might be like 4 years from now, as far as we know.
Yeah. Yeah. But I have a feeling you're going to treat Kingdom Hearts 4 the same way you did Final Fantasy 16. Like it comes out and literally 40 hours later, you're posting on social media. I finished it. Here's an episode.
I might very well do that.
Dude, it wasn't even 3 days and he had an episode about Final Fantasy 16.
Wow. That was a pretty impressive turnaround for
there,
me. I'm usually pretty lazy.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I haven't even put 5 hours into this game. What is Eric doing?
Yeah, I think I had some time off. I think I was just off.
But it's also Nomura and Final Fantasy, so it's Eric.
That was Yoshi P. That was all Yoshi P, baby. They kept Nomura away from that one.
Yeah, I think
keep your crazy stuff.
Is Yoshi P like the runner of Final Fantasy now? Like that's his series now?
I think so. I think he runs for the 14 team, and they gave 16 to him. So I would say, depending on how that did, would determine if he gets the next one or not. So I don't know. I think they're focused on wrapping up the 7 remake trilogy, and then I think KH4 is the next thing on the docket. So
according to Square Enix, none of their games sell well. So
I
you think we get 4 before 7-3?
I hope.
Interesting.
I feel like they bit off more than they could chew with that 7 remake trilogy. Like they didn't realize
it's so good though.
Yeah, but I don't think they realized that like how much dev time it was going to take to do this.
Yeah.
The way they wanted.
I think
to
the
do
quality of the project as a whole.
We're never doing this again.
Yeah. I think the quality of the project as a whole will depend on if they stick the landing in the last one, which that's a tall order.
Yeah.
No confidence.
I think part 2 really needed a lot of editing. They needed to hold back a lot because there's no reason why 60 hours in I'm getting a tutorial for a new minigame. That is
you
insane.
didn't like riding dolphins 60 hours in?
Oh, motherfucking dolphins. And I hated Queen's Blood too. And I got really fucking good at Queen's Blood and I hated it.
Yeah, that needed more focus. I will agree with that. It needed more focus.
Yeah. So, Thrak, overall thoughts before going into the series?
I am ready to hear the sultry voice of David Hayter tell me about how smoking cigarettes is bad for you, making jokes about rumbling controllers, and finding out what this whole thing is about. I know a good chunk of the story through like word of mouth from all the Kojima simps that have existed in my vicinity. But to finally get my own experience, I'm ready for it. So we'll see how much of that clouds my judgment. I'm going to try to go in as open as I can be. But I look forward to it. And I look forward to Kiefer Sutherland saying, "Do it."
It is going to be good. I am very excited to replay the series. I think I know I replayed 2 a couple of years ago and was like, holy fuck, I need to get into the series. And I have been aching to play Twin Snakes for years now. But I am excited to play the ones that are blind spots, like the original Metal Gear and 2. And then just go from there. This is going to be a very interesting year video game wise for me. So.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it.
Oh yeah. So, all right. Plugs. Thrak, plug.
You can find the 3DO experience wherever you're listening to this podcast, and go to the superpodnetwork.com, which is where me and Chris are affiliated with. I've written some blogs there. We started a fantasy draft, so you can keep track of how well I guessed how games will do this year. And yeah, the Superpod Saga or Superpod Network website is a fantastic website of indie creators. So go to that. There's a lot of content there. There's a lot of other great shows there. I'm all over the fucking place. I'm a little bit like herpes. I keep coming back, so just get used to it.
You do. All right, Keith.
Yeah, Main Quest Podcast. You can find that where all good podcasts are found. You might find me on a bad podcatcher, not sure. But otherwise, there is the link tree, which is linktr.ee/main quest pod, and it has all sorts of links, including socials and all of that stuff.
Eric.
Yeah, as I said at the top, I host the Unlockables Podcast. You can find all my socials at the link tree as well, linktr.ee/Unlockables Podcast. You can also find various popular podcatchers there, but it's pretty much available wherever you find your podcasts. And I'm transitioning away from some of the more toxic social media apps. So I've updated the link tree with my Blue Sky. And if things continue to go south for Instagram, I'll probably be fleeing that one as well to find a better alternative. So yeah, go there, find the socials. You can chat with me on any of ones I'm still on. And then I do have a Discord server. It's a bit more dead than most of the Discord servers you find. I do mostly just post updates about my show. And then there's one or two channels where people post less than questionable things in there, if that's your jam. So we have to see. But yeah, and I advocate for everybody on this episode. I'm a fan of all their show, of all the work that they do. Keith was my first podcasting friend. I'm a huge fan of the Superpod Network. Everybody does fantastic work. And then I had the honor of coming on and talking to Chris. I think last year I came on an episode of the show and just talked a little bit about myself. So yeah.
So yeah, like they said, you will find, well, they didn't say that, I'm saying this. You'll find their links in the show notes. They're all going to be hyperlinks. So all you have to do is click and you will get to their stuff. Highly recommend all of their shows. Main Quest is fantastic. Keith has the ability to make any game I haven't played feel nostalgic. That is, it's insane. Like, I did not grow up with Sega.
Even Tasmania?
Even Tasmania.
Even Knuckles Chaotix.
Even Shadow the Hedgehog.
Even Shadow the Hedgehog.
Sonic Boy's here.
We won't talk about that one.
Yeah, no, Thrak will go.
That was on Eric's podcast, actually. Shadow the Hedgehog was
true.
I was on for that one.
It's true.
He dragged me into that one.
You came willingly. Don't try to fight it. You came willingly.
It was consensual.
Yeah, it was consensual.
Check out Guiding Keys. How many hours of Guiding Keys are there now? 40?
As of right now, the episode count is 26, totaling about 42 and a half hours of me talking about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, it's more than anybody should probably talk about any one thing. So I guess if you're like road tripping across the country, it's a good road trip listen. I don't know.
They're great. They're fantastic. When I
100%.
used to have a regular job, I would love getting an episode on my feed so I could listen to it at least 3 times before it was over. It was great. And then Thrak with the 3DO. Dude, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Blame Bill. Don't blame me. He does all the work.
You forced him to start it back up, so
that is true.
That's on you.
That is true. But it's been a fun time. So and if anybody listening is a fan, we will be covering. We're going to start up the Army Men games pretty soon. So
yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Oh yeah,
that's so cool. It's such a not talked about console in video game history. It's so cool that you're covering it.
Oh yeah.
So that's it for this episode. We will be back late February with Metal Gear 1, and holy shit, I am so excited. So yeah, do you all want to say goodbye? Oh, sign out with your name, with your call sign. Thrak.
Who wants to go first?
I don't know what's going on. Can anybody even hear me?
We can now.
Yeah, sign out. Sign out with your call sign, Keith.
We'll have you go first.
I forgot what mine was. Gaseous Anaconda? What was it? Gaseous
Aardvark.
You're Aardvark, man.
Aardvark. Gaseous Aardvark.
Gaseous Aardvark, yeah.
Gaseous Aardvark signing out.
From Ghastly Flamingo. Bye-bye.
Liquid Wombat signing off.
And this is Plasma Gorilla. Over and out.